Hello everyone and welcome. It is an unusual Friday stream for us here at RuneScape. It's not often we do it. In this normal scenario, it was going to be a data stream, but things have happened in the last 24 hours, as I'm very sure you are aware, with the announcement of the Bank Improvements and Placeholders project. So we thought, well, why not shove a live showcase in with that? We're going to show that to end the stream. I think that's the best way we can end the stream, is by going through the actual project itself, showing you placeholders working on the go in my incredibly organized bank, plus the other improvements to come with it. And for that section towards the end, I'm going to have Mod Hunter join me, so we can kind of answer a couple questions where needs be as well. But before we do that, we're here, the stream was set up initially, of course, for the data stream, and from that, we're going to go through as much as we can in the time we have. There is a possibility we will end up covering some more data next Tuesday as well. And yeah, there's some cool stuff. So before we dive in, just a couple of notes. I want to give a massive shout out to the data team for turning this around in the time they have. They're absolutely rammed for work and what they have to do. I've been able to get some new stuff in this. There's some stuff category-wise you've seen in previous streams, but have been updated with new numbers and so on. So we'll have a bit of fun, and if you've not been in these streams before, the way I like to do them is when we get to certain tabs, for example, as fastest boss kill times, I'll ask you guys, what do you want to see first? Or slowest boss kill times, what do you want to see for hardcores and so on? So it's kind of a engagement for you guys to just have fun with. So without further ado, John, let's do it. Let's throw up our incredible Excel spreadsheet. So I'll have to zoom in a little bit so you guys can kind of get an idea for this, because obviously for the stream audience it's a little bit different. So I'll zoom in, and we'll start with skilling pets. I realize I've zoomed to the exact same number we're on. There you go. I zoomed in too much. Good start. Okay, so we start with skilling pets. Skilling pets is a feature, as always, in these data streams. And, you know, what better way to do it and just kind of go into how the skilling pets have gone in 2017, the numbers we had from them, but also the average of skill pets per day into 2018, into 2019. Now, before I get to 2019, do you guys want to guess what the most frequent skilling pet has been in 2019? And we'll get that in just a second. So while we look at the 2017 stats, there's a couple things I want to point out. Constitution having 523 per day is simply due to the fact that skilling pets, or sorry, combat pets, were released towards the end of 2017. So they're skewed quite a lot, the combat pets, due to their late release in 2017. So if we go into 2018, for example, it kind of balances itself out. But of course, Constitution is a skill you're going to train no matter what you do in combat. It is still up there. But then, of course, we start to see defense up there. And things kind of even out somewhat. You'll notice that farming is kind of coming back in. It'd be better. Let me organize this by alphabet. It'd be a lot easier for us, wouldn't it? There you go. So with farming, you'll notice that it's obviously spiked, and that's simply due to player on farm. And let's go to 2019. Let's see what we have. Before we do this, as a note, the data I'm showing you today was data taken from 2 weeks ago. I was hoping to get data all the way accurate as of yesterday, but unfortunately wasn't able to do that due to the timing on that one. So this is from 2019. This data is all the way up to April the 29th, I want to say, something like that. 2019, you can see that mining for this year is the most frequent skilling pet. Mining, smithing, rework, by the way. Have you heard of it? The mining, smithing, rework is, well, basically allow people to really get into their skilling pets. And it's clearly demonstrated here, as you can see, 176 average a day. Constitution still up there naturally, but farming coming into its own, of course, player on farms, and smithing from the mining, smithing, rework as well. But as of this year, so far, the mining is the most common skill pet per day that players have gotten. I got mine a couple of months ago on the mining, smithing, rework as well. So you know, it's pretty awesome. And then if we look at all the years put together, if we look at this in a nice little color, you can kind of see here, based on our row labels, what we have. And you can see that farming in 2017 is here, and it's just gone up year on year on year. Mining actually did well in 2017, faltered towards 2018, and then rocketed right back to the top in 2019. Give a shout out to Hunter. At the time of this stream, or sorry, at the time of this data, the Hunter modernization had yet to be announced. So I would imagine if we were to do one of these streams again in the future, the Hunter numbers would change, I reckon, for the better. And also construction with a whopping 18.93 pets per day. Runecrafting is keeping up its incredible it's incredible growth, or sorry, decline, or maybe growth if people don't get it. But yeah, you can kind of see, it's really cool just looking at it from numbers. Sorry? Australian. Jeez, John. This data was taken from 2 weeks ago all the way from the start of this year until 2 weeks ago, or in the case of Skilling Pets from the 2017 year all the way to 2019. I'll try and elaborate as we get into it. So, you know, that's what we have for Skilling Pets. If we look at just 2019 and individual numbers, we can see that, you know, 17,000 farming pets this year, 21,000 mining pets, and 13,000 smithing pets. There's a lot there already. Okay, next up is Grand Exchange. This one, I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit for you guys, but I can't zoom in that much because there's already quite a lot here. But in summary, it is the two graphs, one indicating the daily gold turnover every day, so the amount of money paid into the GE from purchases. The number displayed here is RON. I'll zoom the spreadsheet out so you can see the actual number. It's a lot higher than that, I promise you. And the daily transaction volume is the amount of GE buy offers and sell offers that have been confirmed. And naturally, there are more sells than buys. So if I'm going to zoom out a little bit just so you guys can really see the numbers here. Oh, that's great. That's worked well. There you go. So I believe, if I'm reading that properly, it's 1.3 trillion, I think. And that's the 30th of March all the way down to the 30th of April. So this is in a 30-day period, as you can see. But there's a lot of gold being traded every day in the GE. There is a lot there, to say the very least. So yeah, you can kind of see that. This one's kind of self-explanatory in what you can see, but yeah, I think it's trillion if I'm reading the numbers correctly, or digits. We'll see. But yeah, no, it's really exciting, to say the very, very least, just to see it, you know. Next up is total levels and XP. Now, this is interesting. So on the left, we have the total levels lifetime in, and then we have the average total skill level in the last 28 days based on average accounts, and a crazy graph, which I'm not even going to try and translate for you guys because I'm really bad at it. But you guys can try and figure that one out for yourself from your images and stuff. And there's a little stat there from the data team at the top, which is the non-maxed player with the highest XP has 5 billion XP with max levels and everything except Hunter on 98. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's a lot to try and process. I'm not going to try and explain the graph because that's not my specialty. I'm really bad at it, but yeah. Someone is 5 bill, has not maxed because they have 98 Hunter. Little fun tidbit for you there. So I'll let you all digest that when you take your images and obviously talk about it on the posts. Right, Slayer tasks. Here we go. This is my favorite as always. So this is data taken from the start of this year all the way up to April the 29th. So since then, someone has done 1,000, this is the top person for the year, has done 1,080 Slayer tasks since the start of this year all the way up to the end of April. And this is our top 20 so far in 2019 based on tasks completed. Now we can see every single Slayer task assignment and who's done them the most. So you can see that right now someone this year has done 81 troll tasks, they've done the most. Second is 78, third is 45, and so on. So I'll leave it to you guys. What do you want to see based on tasks completed for 2019? I'm going to do Ripper Demons for Shogun because he loves Ripper Demons. So Ripper Demons. Well, I mean, first place is miles ahead, almost double. Look at that, 38. Look how close it is between second and joint fifth. 38 to 33, and then first place is at 63 Ripper Demon tasks completed. Okay. And Mod John wants Abbey Spectres. Interesting. First and second, one task between them. 85, 84. Man, that's crazy. And it looks like it duplicates itself for some reason when I click it. So I'm not sure why that is. But yeah, Abbey Spectres is really close. Abyssal Demon, obviously, we've seen it come up. Wow, okay. So first place has done 271 Abyssal Demon tasks, with second place being 179. There's a really dedicated Abyssal Demon person here. Insane. That's what, an average of, what, 4 a day? I think, 3 a day, 4 a day-ish. Edemus, we can do Edemus. 232 on Edemus, second place on 153. So it's a little bit closer on Edemus versus Abyssal Demons, but even still, it's just insane. Rune Dragons is very close between first and second, only 15 tasks between them. Joint fourth, there 131, and then 168 on third place. And yes, the plan is as well, hopefully if the data team are okay with it in the future, I release this as a spreadsheet for you guys to go and check out yourself from the time taken of the start of the year to the end of April. So yeah, it'll be a little bit inaccurate, but you can kind of have an idea of what to aim for. Excuse me, what to aim for. Most recent creature on Slayer. No, that's Reaper. Solak's Reaper. Oh, you mean the nature beings. I can't remember what their category name is for some reason. My mind's gone an absolute blank. Someone wants to see cows. Why not? Who's done the most cow tasks? Well, someone this year's done 7, first place. And then second is 6. They're saying Lost Grove. That would make a lot of sense, actually, if it was nature. Lost Grove? I can't see it. Unless I'm being absolutely blind. Maybe someone on stream is going to get me wrong. Oh, Creatures of the Lost Grove, of course, because it's Creatures of the Lost Grove. There you go. 230 on Creatures of the Lost Grove this year. 129 second. That, I mean, it's quite a difference between first and second. 101 is the difference. So someone loves their Creatures of the Lost Grove task. Okay, I'll do 3 more. I'll do Soul Devourers. I'll do... Let's have a look. Camel Warriors and Gemstones. How about that? So, Soul Devourers... you are here. 245, 214 per second. 196, and then Gemstone, I said 109, so they've obviously had a lot of XP from that. And 86 for second, 56 for third, and fourth is 55, 53 is fifth, and I said Camel Warriors, right? A little bit of duplication there, it's fine, happens. But top 5 is 59, 38, 36, 23, and 22. So someone, there's always the dedicated, I love the dedication, it's insane. But yeah, there you go. 59 Camel Warrior tasks this year. Craziness. Fair play to the dedication. Okay. Skill and Pet Dry Streaks. Love this. My favourite. Love this section. So already starting off with Thieving. You can see now, as a note, for the numbers that you see, there is a chance that these players may have destroyed the pets, so technically have not claimed them and are still dry. Take it with a little bit of pinch of salt. But most of these are pretty much accurate to being dry. So 198 million is on Thieving on first place. And I'm going to open up the door to 5 skills. Well, let's go 10 skills. Why not? 10 skills. And we'll look at them for non-Iron Man, Iron Man, and Hardcore Iron Man. So we'll do 10 skills. Okay? So let's see what we get. Hunter. I've seen Hunter just come up like 3 times in seconds. Okay, we'll start with Hunter. Hunter. So, oh wow, look at that. Look at that. Look how close these, well, I mean, these 6 are pretty much all in 1.3 million of each other of a dry streak. Oh man. So 186 million on a player who's not an Iron Man or a Hardcore Iron Man. Let's look at them for Iron Men. Now, I can believe the Iron Men to be legit. 52 million first place is for a Hunter dry streak on the Skilling Pet. Dry streak refers to the fact that the player still hasn't got the pet, despite the XP they've gained. But if they have gotten the pet and destroyed it, technically they're still dry. So it can be a little bit gained, but, you know, even still. And Hardcore Iron Man, 188 million. Oh my lord, if that is... I mean, if that's actually legit, 188 million Hardcore Iron Man, who is just miles ahead of everyone else when it comes to a dry streak on Hunter. Insane. Insane. I saw Dungeoneering come up a little bit. Let's do Dungeoneering. There we go. Dungeoneering. We have a lot of 170 mils, plus, as to be expected, 194.4 million is first place on Dungeoneering dryness for the Skilling Pet. Iron Men, 131 million. So there's a couple people who've done 120 plus and have not gotten the pet. 7 people. right there who have got 120 DG and have not gotten the pet on Iron Man. And then Hacker Iron Man. Someone's basically on the verge of 120 DG and has not got the pet. 99 million there as well, 95 million, 87. I mean, it hurts just looking at it, to be honest with you. Oh, man, unbelievable. But it could be because of multiple things. I mean, Iron Man, I'm pretty sure the Iron Man meta for Dungeoneering is to do dailies. I may be wrong, though. Someone correct me. But that could be one reason why they're technically dry on the pet and so on. I'm seeing runecrafting come up a lot. Let's do runecrafting. Runecrafting is, first place is dry 185 million. 184 million for second. And then 152 million for third. We'll do agility after runecrafting, so remind me if I forget. 40 million on an Iron Man who has not gotten runecrafting pet. I could believe that, actually. And the Hacker Iron Man is 34 million. Hacker Iron Man runecrafting XP without a pet. So, yeah, there you go. Agility next. 185 million, 184 million. Again, the highness of the XP is crazy. The data won't count XP after 200 million. It's only XP we can visibly see. So if you are 200 million dry and you've gotten 200 million more, we won't be able to see that. It'll cap to 200 million. I imagine when we go to invention, we're going to see a lot of 200 million dries. So we'll see. But yeah, 185 million on agility with no pets. Iron Man, the top one, is 42 million XP gained without a pet. And for Hacker Iron Man, 36 million without no pet. It's just unfortunate, really. I believe this is XP gained since the release of the pets, yes. Okay, we'll do invention. I mentioned there should be a lot of 200 millions, and there are. Well, at least, well, I'm not going to count it, but there's a lot of 200 million dry 200 million dry XPs, dry invention pets, I should say. So there's a high number there, as you can see, of invention dry streaks. Someone, a 16, there you go, thank you, chat. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat and just keep reading the spreadsheets. I didn't want to count the rows, but 16 people, 200 million, no pet. Iron Man, no one's 200 million dry yet on the Iron Man life without a invention skill pets. And for Hacker Iron Man, 142 million XP gained without a skilling pet. Okay, what next, everyone? Let's let the chat catch up now. Fire making, farming, thieving, divination, herb, construction. We'll do construction, divination, and fire making next. Okay, so let me remind myself. Construction. There's a lot of 184 millions in this, I'm noticing. There's 180 seems to be like some magic number for dry streaks. It really does when it's popping up. 184 million, 180 million plus 169 million all the way down to 123 million for the top 20. For Iron Men, 2 Iron Men have gotten 120 construction, it seems, without the skilling pet, as you can see there. 104 million plus. Yikes. That's a little unfortunate. Hacker Iron Man, someone is 91 million XP dry. Second place, 89 million, and then 29 million on third place. There's a lot of difference between first, second, well, between second and third, I should say. It's absolutely craziness. But yeah, there you go. What did I say next? Divination, right? Divination. Again, 185 million. For some reason about that magical number right there. 185 million XP gain for first place. Second, 164. All the way down to 20th, which is, well, these basically 120 divination people without the pet, based on the XP gained here. So that's pretty crazy. Iron Man is 83 million without the pets on the Iron Man at the top. All the way down to 20th on 23 million. And then for Hacker Iron Man, 118 million. 2 people, 120 divination without the pet for Hacker Iron Man. It's pretty crazy. So, yeah. Alright, so I said, what did I say next? Fire making. We'll do fire making, farming, and one more. I'll let the chat decide that one. Someone's 199.2 million XP dry on Bernie, the fire making pet, as you can see up there, all the way down to 20th on 148 million there. Iron Men, there are 4 Iron Men with 120 plus fire making and have yet to get the Bernie pet. And for Hacker Iron Man, there is 71 million XP dry on the first one, down to 32 million on the second. Thieving was the first tab that came up when the tab was opened. So, yeah. The surprise. We'll get to other bits of the stream. Don't worry. This entire stream's not going to be the data stream. It's got the bank improvements and placeholders afterwards. There is stuff to show. This will be carried on Tuesday for sure. Anyway, farming. Someone's 200 million XP dry without the pets. The Iron Man is 108 million, and the Hacker Iron Man is 43 million at the top. Of course, going through these a little bit quicker, but you guys can obviously take pictures of these as they're going on. And then I think I saw Herblore a little bit, so we'll do Herblore. 200 million, 199. So pretty much two people on the verge of 200 million dryness there. And then for Iron Man is 76 million, well, almost tied in the same area, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then for Hardcore Iron Man, 65 million XP dry on that one. There's a lot more we could go through, guys, but yeah, I'm going to try and go through these tabs as much as possible. There'll be more to go through on for Tuesday, maybe. I might look to try and see if we can go through a bit more data on Tuesday, so we can go through some of the stuff I missed or didn't get time to do. Right, fastest boss kill times. Without further ado, now, there's a couple of things to note. First of all, 9 seconds is not legit for first place, so you can disregard that. That's for Astalan solo. Hard refers to solo mode of Astalan. So, you guys have the floor. Choose bosses, and we'll just have a look at the fastest boss kill times. So yeah, by all means. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. Oh boy. Oh my lord. 9 seconds might be. Oh no, 9 seconds might be legit actually. From Astalan. Not in solo though, I don't think. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a 9-second group kill, but anyway. Okay, Ambassador. We'll start with the Ambassador, obviously recently released back in February. We'll do Ambassador, group, and solo. So we'll do the group mode first. And the group mode is apparently 64 seconds. I will defer to Mod Orion, who I know is watching this chat, to legitimize the claim of these numbers. And then we will go on to the solo mode and go from there. But of course, we'll look at. Well, I can't even click Hardcore Iron Man, can I? There's no Iron Man or Hardcore Iron Man boss kill times for Ambassador, so we might only have the base ones. And then we'll do solo, and solo is about 254 seconds. So what's that? Almost 4 minutes, I think. 4 minutes and 14 seconds or something like that. I think. Right off the top of my head. And then, well, we'll do Yaka. Yaka's going to be interesting, because obviously Raiden. Oh! Okay, can we go back to full screen a second? Interesting. I click Yakamaru and XL crashes. Is that a sign? Yakamaru literally just crashed XL. Unbelievable. Okay, that just happened. Bear with me a second, everyone. Okay, good to go, good to go. There you go. All right, back again. So Yakamaru is based on the time 3 minutes and was that 14 seconds from that group there. As they can see, they all kind of group up based on their numbers. So look how close it is on the times. Look at this. That's craziness. Those times, it really is. If my time conversion is correct, I think that's 3 minutes and 14 seconds. I think. Is that right? Anyway, it's very close all the same, so let's put it that way. So, yeah. Rots is very quick, 4.8 seconds, absurdly fast based on that. And then 5.4s. Look at the 5.4s all over the place, how close it is. Only literal 1 tick differences between the first lot and the second lot, and so on. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, dear me. We're going to do Grado. Well, okay, let's do Grado. Grado, of course, has been killed in 1 tick. 2 people have done it. There is video proof of Grado being killed in 1 tick. There is that proof of it right there. And, yeah, you can kind of see it going down as the time goes down. But, yes, 0.6, the equivalent of 1 tick. Yes, that has been done. Someone's saying how. I'm not sure if people can post links in the chat, but there is a video on YouTube of the 1 tick Rado kill. Oh dear me, it's craziness. Telos should be a good one. Telos 194 seconds. So what's that? 2 people the exact same time on Telos. The exact same time of 3 minutes, or whatever the time conversion is. I'm not even going to try because I'm probably getting it wrong, but it is 3 minutes. 24. 3 minutes 24. Thank you, John. But yes, the exact same time on first place on Telos. So yeah, a 3:14, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's 3:14. Anyway, oh dear. Let's look at well, what else? What else do you guys want to see? I just want to go through them all if I could, but time does not allow me to do so. QPD, it's QPD. QPD, I think, has been keeps having videos uploaded, but yes, 36 seconds. Oh, let's tick off that. 36 seconds for QPD. Second place is literally 3 ticks behind on 37.8. So yeah, it's sorry, 2 ticks behind even. Tick is 0.6. Yeah, 2 ticks behind. Followed by third place, who's then 1 tick behind them. Yeah, 36 seconds. That includes the cutscene at the start. So they've done it in about, what, 20 seconds? Or 19 seconds? Something like that. Solak. Gonna need some conversion. Obviously, the 2 timers here not legit. This is the one you're looking out for here, which is 438 seconds. Someone in the chat do that conversion, because I cannot right now. Yeah, 438 seconds, and that is of course done by a team. And then you'll notice that some people here, there's only like a group of 5, and then presumably that means they've been up there. So there we go, 7 minutes 18 seconds for the fastest Solak kill to appear on that on this sheet, all the way down to literally 10th place of 465. So it's pretty close when it comes down to it. Someone wants to see Huracan. Sure. Huracan is... Wow, okay. That is insane. That time... Were times reset when Huracan had the buff? I believe they were. If so, then that is a crazy time difference. But maybe that time is from someone who had it before the buff and had not logged in. I'm going to guess as to why that's there. So I'm going to say that second is legit, first and third is second legit, and so on and so forth. But maybe those times possibly are from people who have done them prior to the update and not logged in. Chat seem to think so. And I do know there is a very dedicated boss killing community on there, so I'll take their word for it. Seriu, 84 seconds for Seriu. Wow. That's crazy. Considering I'm so slow when it comes to these kills. Goodness me. Yeah, that's crazy, this. And then how about Solo? For Solos, it's actually very close, as you can see. 267, 281, 284, 289. Very close at the top for Solo Seriu, to say the very least. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. So yeah, as a note, you're seeing dash. Anytime you're seeing a dash hard, that means a solo mode. So the hard mode of Elite Dungeon is considered solo. Same reason as the Godward's Dungeon 2 bosses have a challenge mode. They're also considered hard mode. I'll do Gregorovic from Godward's Dungeon 2, and then we will move on to the slowest boss kill times. My voice just peaked. Anyway, 18 seconds for first place on Gregorovic. Siliske, when his boss name says Siliske, it's Gregorovic because he is the Siliske rep. So as you can see, he has 18 seconds for first place, all the way down to 10th, or joint 10th for 27 seconds, and for challenge mode, 69.6 seconds for first place on challenge mode of Gregorovic, all the way down to 10th on 82 seconds. I'll do next AOD to wrap up, and then we'll move on to slowest. So that's next 2, and I believe I would be a betting man and say that those times have been taken since the update on March. So those times apparently. Mod Ram, I'm deferring to you on that one. I'm gonna say those times are from the mass. That might have been an unfortunate data pull that didn't quite work. I'm not sure that's legit. That didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. Anyway, slowest. This is gonna be fun. Oh boy. So we start off with Seriu, and as a note for slowest boss kill times, we have, for all bosses except for Jad and Huracan, if you go over 40 minutes, the time does not count. If, in the case of Jad and Huracan, you go over 3 hours, the time doesn't count. So for first place on Seryu in group mode, you can do the translation of timings. I have a laptop here. Why don't I just do it here? 289 seconds to minutes. This is where it gets really fun. So 38 minutes is the slowest boss kill time for Seryu in group mode. And then in solo, the slowest is actually right on the cusp of the 40-minute mark, if not there. And that is literally 39.58 minutes. So the slowest solo is just right there, basically. 2,400 seconds, I believe, is the cap for this. So that's what we're looking for. So yeah, the floor is yours, everyone. Fire away with your bosses, and we'll look at the slowest ones. Then we'll go from there. Oh, dear me. Rax, Virago, Telos, Mole, Giant Mole. We'll do Giant Mole because I do know some people want to do the fastest one for it. Mole. Slowest is, well, basically, they have it. Just... Oh, my word. It's impressive and quite scary as to why the times just are there. It's insane. Anyway, Giant Mole is up there with 2,400 seconds. Rax, we have 2,401 seconds, so 40 minutes at Rax. Yes, it is legit. A 40-minute Rax kill, which is there. Virago, we have, what was that, 35 minutes or something like that. So, and that's set by one person, followed closely behind one tick by second place, as you can see. The slowest boss kill time was just an idea I had just for a little bit of comic relief, just to see how ridiculous we get. I am going to show you Jad and Hurakan because of the 3-hour limit as well. I mean, there is something to note. I do know Rax, of course, has the full bronze armor achievement. It could be why the Rax times are so long, but yeah. As a note, the people who you're seeing here first place and so on, they haven't soloed Virago. They basically have done a slow kill, but they've not done any fast kills since. So the people they've done it with have probably done kills since then and improved their time. Kid Black Dragon is, well, literally 40 minutes, give up on the verge of 40 minutes as well. Yeah, there's some pretty crazy ones. Telos is, well, I mean, if you look at the difference, it's actually, these are pretty close, and then you have someone who just wanted to do a 40-minute Telos kill, because why not? Oh, just do a 40-minute Telos kill. I really hope for his sake he did it on a decent rage, I guess, so he might have gotten a drop, but who knows? He might have just done an 100% kill, because that's when the timers kick in, but yeah, insane. Insane. Right, let's look at Jad, shall we? Well, Hurakan and Jad, they have a 3-hour limit on the data that we can store. The other bosses are 40 minutes. Hurakan is 9,775 seconds, which is the equivalent of 2 hours and 42 minutes. 2 hours and 42 minutes on these Hurakan kills. So, yeah, they're up there, to say the very least. And then Jad is even worse in its time. Jad is the highest, and that is 2 hours and 43 minutes. So we have a longer Jad kill than we do Hurakan, as we can see there. So 9,829 seconds, so 2 hours and 43 minutes. Now, they could be doing it via recoil or something. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, the times are very high, let's put it that way. Unbelievable. Right, I'll do 2 more bosses, then we'll move on to boss kill volume, and then we'll do item logs, and then we'll get ready to carry on with the stream. Vindicta and AOD, sure. I mean, we've done AOD already for fastest, so we'll do Vindicta, and we've done KPD already. We'll do Vindicta and Magister. Okay, that'll do. Oh no, I think we might have done Magister already. I can't remember. Vindicta is, well, close to, again, 38, 39 minutes. There's a bit of a pattern forming here, as you might be able to figure out. And then how, actually, why don't we do next, as in the God Was Dungeon next? 40 minutes. There you go. Slowest boss kill time next is 40 minutes. There you have it. So yeah, that's that. No, we cannot see the longest Slowest maze, unfortunately. But yeah, 40 minutes for next from God Was Dungeon. Okay, move on. Boss kill volume. This is the amount of boss kills per player lifetime. This isn't from the start of the year till now. This is lifetime. So you can see the top hacker Iron Man, who has killed Chaos Ellie in the wilderness, 2,373 kills, and I admire the balls on the person, as well as the other people in this list. But to do 2,300 kills in the wildy as a hacker Iron Man, fair play to the person. Might not be a hacker Iron Man anymore, I don't know, but either way. As for normal, 42,000, and then 15,000 for Iron Man. If we look at Ambassador, let's look at a recent release. So Ambassador group mode, the highest in group is 704 kills. Iron Man 229, and the Hacker Iron Man. 2 people have done Hacker Iron Man in group mode. That's it. Only 2 people. And then for solo, we have someone who's done 1,000 solo kills, almost basically 3 times the amount of second place. The difference in solo is insane for a normal player, is in this list. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. I believe that person has tweeted about it a little while back, and so they've stopped. Yeah, that's crazy amount of kills. Iron Man 160, and only 1 hardcore Iron Man has done it in solo. And I give him all the credit in the world for doing that. Fair play to him. Okay, let's do this. Solak. Be a good one to show. 2 people, this is a duo, presumably. The highest Solak killers of 3,350 kills. Second place, followed up, is 2,463. The Solak dedication is very impressive from the duo, I've got to say. Iron Man is 1,273, followed by 1,076. Hardcore Iron Man, we actually now have 3 Iron Men who have killed Hardcore Iron Man. 3 Hardcore Iron Man who have killed Solak. The last time we did this stream, only 1 Hardcore Iron Man had killed Solak. So this is now improved to 3. So yeah, it's gone up a little bit. So let's look at Virago. Virago, someone has done 16,000 kills versus second place is 8,000. Double the amounts. Absolutely ridiculous amount of kills for Virago. Followed by Iron Man of 3,329 and the Hardcore Iron Man of 301. And then we'll do Virago hard mode, then we'll do Yaka. Virago hard mode. 800 kills the difference between first and second. Very impressive to see. Iron Man 486. Look how close it is between hard mode Virago on these Iron Men. Very close. And hardcore. 1 hardcore Iron Man has done 37 hardcore Virago kills, and 3 hardcore Iron Men individually have done 1 Virago kill each. So yeah, that's you know, fair play to them, especially the person with 37 kills. Yakamaru, very close between first and second. Only 200 kills difference. Yes, it is Yaka. So 3,860 kills for first place on Yakamaru on the kills. Iron Man 761 and a Hardcore Iron Man of 360 kills on Yakamaru. All right, we'll do Telos, AOD, and then we'll move on, because I want to start moving on to some stuff related to a little thing called the bank, because I know you guys want to see that. And then we'll carry on with some more data stuff in a future stream, I think. So for Telos, only 100 kills between first and second. 19,660 for first, 19,525 for second. Very close up there, almost 20k kills on Telos. By the time this data was taken, they probably have reached 20,000 kills. It wouldn't surprise me. Iron Man 4,876, 4,600 for second. And the Hardcore Iron Man, the difference is, well, easy to see. 1,226 versus 345. Next up, I said, what did I say, AOD. 25,000 for first, 22,000 for second for normal, 6,900 for Iron Man, 6,400 for second, Hardcore Iron Man, 864, and only a few getting their first Hardcore Iron Man kills done. My plan is to hopefully release bits of this to you guys in the future. That's what I did before, so I'm hoping to try and do that again. But we'll wait and see. So this is something that we've never done before. Boss item drops by boss. So what this means is we can now see who's got the highest collection log items per boss, which is really cool. So I'm not going to do it by boss because I think it'd be better if we do it by item. So for this, we can start off with Raxor. Someone, and this, by the way, this is since the collection logs have come out. So someone has gotten 65 Araxite eyes at Rax, which is crazy luck, to say the very least. So we have our item list here, which is Rax, Raids, Magister, Next, AOD, Rot, Solak, Telos, Ambassador, and Virago. Let me know what you want to see, and we'll do it. Rot, Tectonic Energies from Virago, Rot. Okay, we'll do Rots first. Riser 6. So presumably you want to see the energy. Someone has gone 20,000 Rot's energy. As you can see, versus the second place of 13,746. That's a lot of Rot's energy gathered, to say the very least. And then someone said what to say, Virago energy. So that's Tectonic energy, 4,030. Tectonic energy for first place, all the way down to 10th in 2,640. If they're saying it's not accurate, that might be because, I forgot to mention it, I think it's data taken from the start of this year. So, my bad. Sorry. This is data since the start of this year. So, yeah. That is, I believe, I've been told it's been data since the start of this year, but we'll wait and see. If it's only this year, the numbers then add up in that sense, because it makes sense to have gotten 4,000 energies in that time, but for someone to get 20,000 Rot energies in 5 months, yeah, you'll find out why in just a second. It is definitely since the start of this year. I do apologize, all the way up until the end of April. Next up, we'll do Telos, because who doesn't want to see Telos orb sets? So we'll do Peace Free, because Peace Free is the Corrupted Ore. That means they finished their set. So someone this year has completed 17 Telos orb sets this year. Second place is 16 orb sets. So it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, to say the very least. So yeah, since the start of this year, they've gathered 17 orb sets. How about Dormant Staphis Liske? 9 Staphis Liske since the start of this year. I've gotten 2, I believe, since the start of this year. Might be 1, can't remember. So am I on this list? Basically, oh no. Oh yeah, I'm on there. Yay, I'm on the list. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then we'll do AOD stuff, I think. Let's do that. And then we'll look at Praetor Codexes. 29 Praetor Codexes since the start of this year for that. So it's pretty crazy, to say the very least. Okay. The last one I guys want to show you, as you'll see Mod Hunter come into camera shot in just a moment. It's right, you just relax here. We'll get to the good stuff in just a moment. Is average boss kills per day for this year. So what this is the amount of kills done since the start of this year all the way up until the end of April. So you saw that someone had gathered 20,000 Rot's energy since the start of this year, and you're about to see why, because if we look at the Barrow's Rots, someone, presumably that person, manages to average 110 kills a day all the way up from the start of this year to the time this data was taken. Now, if you consider that this is about 123 days worth of data, that's around about 13,000 kills in 5 months. So there you go. A little bit of an interesting one. And the second one I want to show you is, this is crazy in my opinion, is AOD, where someone has managed to do 74 kills a day average of the equivalent of 123 days at the time this data is taken, is 9,000 kills in about 5 months of AOD. It's pretty insane. Yeah. Which would explain why they're probably first on Praetor Codex lists and so on, but there's a lot there. Right. I'm going to leave it there for data because there's one thing I want to show you, and then I'm going to jump into the excitement of Bank Improvements and Placeholders. So bear with me a second, everyone. Can we go back to full screen a second, please, John? Cool. So, Mod Hunter, hello, sir.
Hello.
Hey. So, bit of an intro. So, we've never really had you on stream before. So, it's first of all amazing to get you on the stream.
It's been a few years.
It's been many years, but you're able to give us a bit of an intro as to what you do.
Well, last time I was on stream was probably when I was on Ninja. Had a brief time on mobile, and then now on to a new team which is called Tempest, and we're working with the engine team and working on half and half, trying to improve development flow and maintenance sort of projects.
And in that, of course, comes the one and only project everyone is very hyped about.
Yeah, which is Bank Placeholders.
A little closer to the mic, sir.
Yeah, Bank Placeholders, doing a lot with the engine team.
Yep. So before we show it, there's something I want to show you guys. Before this is something that is released on Monday. It's not related to Bank Improvements Placeholders. I was going to give the wiki guys the responsibility of doing this, but they decided to throw it back to me. So you might have noticed in this week we've started trialing broadcasts in the text where you can click on it and take you to a link and so on. This is really cool. So if we pull up the in-game, please, John, and hopefully I do this right. From Monday's update, you will now have the ability to type /wiki and type anything you want, and it will open up a wiki page with what you type. So if we're looking at current content, let's do Desperate Times, and voila. That, in my opinion, is amazing. The wiki guys decided to delegate this to me to show you all. I wanted them to do it, but hey, they wanted me to do it, so sure. So it is massive what it can do. Yeah, it's going to be very handy. The only thing, obviously, to be aware is when you're in a friend's chat, if you start your sentence with wiki, it will search the wiki with that, but it should be fine. But yeah, it is awesome. That is on Monday. That is confirmed release on Monday, so you can type /wiki and it will do the searching term of anything you want and go from there. They want to see it again, sure. Okay, pull it up again, John. Let's do it again. Yeah, they want to say it again. Give us a term to search, by the way, and obviously I'm going to choose a term which is relevant, so choose a term because obviously yeah, go on. ROTS. Okay, yeah, let's do ROTS. /wiki ROTS. And what do you know? Rise of the Six. Yes, abbreviations work. So, yes, Abbey Whip and all that stuff. It all works. It's very, very handy. So, yeah, that wasn't really meant to be the surprise announcement today. The surprise announcement was the placeholders, but of course we couldn't say it ahead of the time. But that's a surprise announcement in its own right, I guess. So, yeah, without further ado, if we go back to full screen, John, because now I am going to hop on to the world where we're about to get talking, to say the very least. So let me just make sure this one, I believe. Yep, that's your one. Let me just double check the link you sent me to be absolutely certain.
Yeah, use the link one.
Yeah, just to be sure. So yeah, I just want to make sure we go onto the right world to show you this. It's 90 apparently. Do you have two?
Yeah, I've got one with the.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's 90. Cool. So just bear with me a second, everyone, while I boot this up. So in the meantime, while we do that, let's rattle off a couple things. So we obviously had the discussion of, based on player feedback and stuff from the announcement of Bank Improvements and Placeholders. So there's a couple of questions I want us to kind of rattle off, I guess, while we had it. Obviously, we had a little discussion yesterday, so let me pull up some questions and nice little list. So let's rattle off this one. First of all, big question. Is it possible that we can get more bank space or more presets in the Bank Improvements and Placeholders update?
Bank space, I want to even out at least to like 100 for free and 500 for members, as it's.
So what is it currently?
It's currently, I think, like 83 for free and like 468, just really strange numbers.
So about 50, 60 more then ish, I think. Yeah. Okay, so 50, 60 more spaces.
And
cool.
Yeah, we'd have the same with the 4 free bank boosters. That would have 800 as the base, kind of matching old school there. Anything more is kind of out of my decision and a matter of when we decide to give anything out.
Cool. Okay. And then next up, we'll do one more question. We'll dive into it. Is obviously way back in 2016 we announced bank rework at RuneFest. We announced something called meta searching. Is meta searching not going to be possible anymore with this?
It's not part of this update. It's also not really in the schedule as a big thing that is definitely going to happen. But it's something that it's not impossible for it to happen in future. But it is a very complex update, a lot more than it seems than on the surface.
I don't know if we touched on presets. Did we cover presets in regards to more presets we update?
Presets is similar sort of, it's kind of out of my hands as to, it's not really my decision if we get more, but they also use a lot of space. So one preset is kind of the equivalent of 50 bank spaces. So
Really?
Yeah, so we have.
Wow. Okay. So on when it comes to server load and stuff, I presume, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So there you go. Right. Let me just double check this works. Cool. Right, John, do it. Right, everyone. This is the very first live showcase. No pressure. Live showcase of the bank improvements and bank placeholders that we, of course, showed yesterday. So without further ado, we're first of all going to admire my incredibly organized bank, which is actually a copy of my bank from the game, in the live game right now. So there you go. So, of course, we dived into, on the news post, the interface, everything in there. Very important to mention, of course, the interface itself is not final, right?
Yeah, the interface is still work in progress. There's things we can do to that. I've got quite a sizable list of things that I need to do to like fully get placeholders working. So what Shauny will be showing now is it working in the bank, but it's everything out of the bank that will take the time. So if, for example, your butler going to the player-owned house and bringing back some planks, on that you'd want it to make a placeholder.
Oh, yeah.
But if it was something where it's like an item's been removed from the game, we don't want a placeholder there, but we need to go back and see what each of those things are doing and change them accordingly, which is quite a lot of work.
I'm enjoying the comments about all my bank. Sorry, everyone.
It is quite disorganized.
Yeah, it's quite as an understatement.
Yeah. At least with placeholders, you don't have any excuses anymore.
It's very. See, that's the thing. It's going to sound like a pathetic excuse, but literally, now placeholders are coming, I'm actually going to try and make an effort to organise my bank. So, yeah, that's my excuse to get out of it. Right. Okay, let's get into the big one, first of all. So, currently, in this bank interface, we have a wonderful cake placeholder icon, of course, whip and everything. With the tooltip, as you can see, which is when withdrawing all items from the bank, you will leave behind a count of 0 to retain the position of the item in your bank. Now, obviously, it goes without saying that for everyone who... Let's go to my most organized tab, kind of. I have a lot of seeds, and let's say, for example, I want to withdraw all my belladonna seeds for some reason. I don't want to lose... well, that's a poor example. My watermelon seeds. I don't want to lose this specific spot in my bank. When I withdraw all... Boom, the placeholder is there, my slot is kept, and you can plop it right back in. So that's already, it goes without saying, technicalities of placeholders. So a couple of things. How does it work with augmented items?
So with augmented items, anything with object variables like that, we can have a placeholder for each one, but it doesn't use the variables on the item to match them. That's because of things like XP, which are stored on the items, which... So
if I had, for some reason, two scythes augmented, they would each create their own placeholder slots because of the obj.
Yeah, so you'd have 2 slots for scythes. Any scythe would fill them, so they might swap around left to right if you deposit them in different orders, but it's quite a bit of, again, more different technical engine work to be able to match that and ignore the matches we don't want.
Mm-hmm. It goes without saying, obviously, you will notice we have a row here, which is a default number to remove, and this is very handy if you just want to, because obviously in the current bank it's right-click, boom, and so on. Now you have the option selected, you can just go boom, boom, boom. I haven't noted the items because I'm great. Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Let's try this again. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, I'm leaving placeholders behind everywhere, and so on, and it just works. Yes. It's just so useful to have.
So yeah, one of the questions I have seen on that is if you close the bank and reopen it, that state will persist for the bank placeholders button. Like with certs are temporary, but placeholders will
stay on. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it's still on, but certs have reverted back to what it was, so you can kind of go from there. Awesome. You'll notice that we kind of have, I'll go for each button, some of them you're familiar with. We've not changed the bank pin button or the Diango or costume room button. There used to be a button where the search box was, and we'll get to that in just a moment, where it used to be manage presets. That's now moved into the cog icon there. We used to have the worn equipment button up here, which used to be a little helm, and you would press it. It would show your worn equipment and your worn equipment stats, but now you can just press this and it pops out just like that very quickly. And then, of course, we have the usual withdrawal buttons that you're very familiar with. You'll notice there's some space here on the tabs, and obviously it goes without saying that this is something I'm very excited for, which is now you have the ability to drag the item into this tab. In the current game, it's capped to 9. It now goes up to 15, and you'll notice that we can just tab across or scroll across these tabs. Goes up to 15 bank tabs in your bank with this update, which is very exciting. So the thing that we saw as well was why 15, why not 20 or 50 or so on? So why is that?
Well, the current variables for how much space is in those is capped at 15. That could be changed with a login check to have more in future, but we're just kind of being cautious to start with because it does add into the server load that like bank tabs are handled as, so say bank 2 for example, that might be number 100, bank 3 might be 50, which basically means like from slot 0 to 100 it's in tab 2, from 101 it's in tab 3, and so on. So when you have like 20, 30, you're adding, is it +1, +2, +3, +4, and that, whilst it's only maths, it's still quite a lot with how often banks are used.
This is way out of my area, to be honest. So some questions about, can you resize the bank window?
Vertically, yes. Width rise is fixed. That's
so you can make it wider, but only the height.
It can go taller, yeah.
Okay. So you can make it heighter, if that's a word. And so height. Yeah, I'm gonna claim it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
Like if we did do width, then people's 10 item layouts would just fall
Instead
apart.
of taller, I said heighter, and I don't know why. God. Anyway,
you're just too hyped for banks, clearly.
Oh my lord. Oh man, where was I? I've lost my trail of thought. Oh goodness. So obviously we have these buttons. You can of course customize your withdraw X when you click on it. It assumes that. So if you want to take out 120 of a specific item set, then it will do that for you when you mouse over and start clicking them, which is very handy if you want to do those quick withdrawals as well.
Yeah, I think when you announced this as well, this one came from internal feedback.
Okay, I thought you were about to say, oh no, I was got scared.
No, so originally when I did that, I removed the X from the menu because you had it there available. But after some internal playing around, it was like, now we still want that X there. So that's added back into the right-click menu. So if you were to withdraw X on the right-click on something, it would pop up the old input box, and that wouldn't actually overwrite the current X. So you can have like variable X on right-click and default on left-click.
So with this, I noticed the withdraw all but one's gone. Is that correct?
Yeah. So withdraw all. Well, withdraw placeholder is basically replacing withdraw all but one. It's withdraw everything and force a placeholder.
Yep.
So if you have your placeholder setting off, that will still leave a placeholder.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Similarly, leading on from that, rather than have placeholders try and use the settings, I've set placeholders to always leave a placeholder because, well, if you've got it in a preset, it's an important item. If you've accidentally turned your setting off,
so
you don't want to lose
if
that.
I have a preset set up, it will, when the preset takes my items from the bank, it will automatically placeholder them?
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. So people won't lose their organization from a preset preset. That's awesome.
It's
nice.
similar, like it kind of highlights all of the little things to think of with the bank. Like if you right-click on an equipable item from the bank screen, which has the wheeled option, that will also...
Oh, tabs all over the place now, Jesus, right.
With an organised bank, it would be easy. But...
Touche, yes.
Yeah, so some wheeled up on there, that would also force a placeholder if you didn't have the setup. That's for the advantage of like stackable items like arrows, so you can take your full stack and have it left.
And obviously we now have the inventories integrated into one panel with the addition of the coin pouch, because you know this interface is grayed out, so it's a little bit, if you don't have it up you can't see the pouch, we can see it here. So you kind of have these tabs here to get to. One thing I love, and this isn't really been shown enough in this news post, and I'm going to blame myself for this, and I don't think I explained it good enough.
Yeah.
If you have the Worn Equipment tab selected, when you click an item, by default, it will now try to equip that item into the slot it is associated with. So you can now go boom, 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 boom. You know, you get the idea. I'm messing around with it, but anyway, you get the point. That's how it's going to work. Pretty awesome. The worn equipment tab needs to be active, which is this, of course, to do that, but it's pretty amazing, to say the very least. So very handy.
So currently with that, if you try to remove something that won't go to your inventory, just nothing will happen. It won't be removed. Being kind of umming and ahhing as to if it should withdraw to your inventory and kind of switch your view back, but that's kind of, it's open to feedback on that, really.
And obviously, you know, we have the dates for beta and everything very open-ended. You know, we gave July, August, September as the dates. We don't have a confirmed date yet, so you know, in that time we're taking as much feedback as we can to go from there. There's some feedback I'm seeing in the chat, which was there a consideration of maybe splitting the new tabs into a second row so you don't have to scroll through?
Well, second rows would be okay for like if we stuck at 15 tabs, but if we went for more in future, then
it's how we expand upon that. I see.
Like with that, we can just continuously have more.
So that was made as like a future iteration in case we then add more tabs.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So if similarly, like we kind of need to go for larger icons these days, partially for mobile, but we couldn't really have like from the original design, like they had the like 8 pixel sort of size little indicators at the top, and like using those to switch wouldn't be like a viable means anymore.
Someone said, can you move placeholders around your bank? I made it work, so I'm just going to hide the chat anyway. But yeah, there you go. It moved. As you can see, so placeholders can be zipped around like that. You'll notice we have the filter drop down as well in the bottom right. We asked in the news post of, you know, what cool things would you like to see? Is there ways there's definitely ways we can expand upon this then?
Yeah, so the most common one I've seen, or one of the more frequent, has been like worn equipment. So some of those suggestions were like use the wardrobe sort of drop down to be like show me only head items or something like that. I'm not sure how that system works, or that,
fingers crossed.
That might be an
fingers
option,
crossed.
But it might also be viable to just have it as kind of like on the all items view where you've got like the tab headers to be like head items list, body items list from a single filter. Because I am kind of like, whilst the wardrobe is quite functional like that, it's also quite overwhelming to see that drop down with so many options. So keeping it simple is ideal as well.
Since you can interact with your inventory while in bank now, can you say make potions without closing out? No, you cannot.
No, that would change.
That would be a meta change, to say the very least. Can you add placeholders of items you do not own yet?
No.
So it needs the item in focus, basically, to make it happen. Cool.
If you don't own the item anymore.
Well, so if you were to get rid of the item while it's placeholdered,
yeah,
it would stay, right?
Yeah, the placeholder would stay. The only time it would be removed would be if you clicked on it to remove it, or if something deleted it.
So what I could see happening is someone going, trade me this so I can placeholder it and leave it in my bank. That's what I could see happening, literally.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a possibility. Will you be able to placeholder an item in 2 tabs?
Not in the same item will only be in 1 slot, so we can't do the 2 slot sort of idea. That was one of the technical issues that we hit with the previous sort of design iteration, where it's very difficult to do, and the bank sort inventory sort of system doesn't like it.
And yes, the control keybinds still work. All the keybinds you expect, for example, free for your backpack and so on, control free for your presets, they all still work. So yeah, they're all still there.
Yeah, one of my to-dos is to add one for toggling the placeholder button.
Oh, so you don't have to go and actually press it. You can just open the bank, press a button, placeholder.
Yeah, that will probably be P, because that makes sense. As long as that's not used by anything else. I don't think it is.
If you're wondering why there's no crystal seeds in my bank, it's because of my account that's been moved over from world to world on the test environment. Don't worry, it's my fault. But yes, it's a derp from me. Nothing dramatic. The next one I want to show you guys may have seen this already yesterday, but I absolutely love this. The search box is so much better. In the current bank, if you're in game right now, go try it out yourself. Open up the bank, press the search button, wait for a box to come up, and then type your thing. And then that's the search. It's a little bit slow. This one, you can press your keybind S as usual, type away, boom. There's my augmented, there's my potions, there's my shark, there's my rocktail. It's so much faster. I love it. I cannot begin to tell you how much better it is for me. It is, yeah, no more laggy search, basically. Someone just basically said.
Yeah, one of the questions I saw on that is there an option to quickly clear it, and just pressing the escape key will empty it out.
Potion, well. Escape, augmented, escape. You know, it I'm just going to say it just works. I love how it just creates some sort of phrase. Oh, dear me. But yeah, you have that search in it. It's just amazing. You have, of course, the placeholders, the additional tabs. With room in the future, if it's there, to expand upon the tabs, of course. Layout-wise, you know, this is what we have so far. To reiterate, it is, of course, a work in progress. It can change. Mobile-wise, of course, is optimized as well, right? Or will be optimized, sorry.
Yeah, there's improvements for mobile. So if you switch to the inventory view, for example,
can I do that via the swap? Would that be okay?
Yeah, it'll probably work.
John, can you go full screen a second, please?
Sorry.
Up. You can do it. You can. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, things will look a bit odd when it's toggled off, but using that is fine.
All right, go for it, John. So this is what you would see on the mobile device, where the interface, of course, fits to your screen, but I mean, it still works, right?
So yeah, the device. One of the key changes is on mobile, it is made a bit wider, so that the right-hand side can stretch
enough
for 4 columns. In the current version, I think that's stuck on 2 columns because there's not enough space. So I do need to fix that little overlap at the bottom, but adding the coins item back in was a feedback, and I didn't check that on mobile. Bad on my part.
Does equipping from search close the search? Good question. I can't. Can you switch back, please? It's because I'm not on the mobile device and I'm trying to do mobile events. And surprisingly, it doesn't work. All right, let's get off mobile mode a second. Bear with me a second, everyone. Does an empty placeholder use up a bank space? Yes, presumably, right?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Just relog. You see, a placeholder slot will take up a space in your bank, as to be expected, I guess. Okay, all good. Yep, go for it, John. So, I haven't tried this. Well, for research, we have our augmented crossbow, right-click wield. It
does cancel.
Is there a way that can be kept?
I can look into that at least.
Yes, let's do that. That'd be amazing. So yeah, there we go. We can look into that way. If you right-click wield from a search, the search might be able to step, but no guarantee. We'll try and let you know on that one. Will withdrawing items be lag-free as hell as well? Currently, super lag spike when we're drawing 10 to 25 spirits at once, and occasionally withdraw items from other tabs, or random items from other tabs.
Yeah, so the random items from other tabs will kind of go away because that's called compressing the bank, where it like shifts everything down.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
So one thing that you're seeing here will give out another placeholder piece of art of mine, which is beautifully a dragon arrow stretched along and zoomed in. But that's basically a visual indicator for myself that we've got an empty slot there. Mm-hmm. That might be a feature that we keep as visible, but the empty slots will definitely stay.
So if I was to take out an item right now, it will appear with that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do that now, so you guys have an idea. So so the empty slot in again, just to explain it, is
it's basically, well, it's an empty slot. It's it's pretty much what it says. Until you close your bank, those empty slots will stay.
So what this now means is my rows are not going to compress themselves, so I can now withdraw these items, and these items won't scoot over to accommodate that space, right?
So,
okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of people were saying like they wanted how the old school bank
awesome.
feels, and that is exactly what the old school bank does, and the like shifting around and everything. It's like how the server transmits the data and the client has its own data, and those fighting against each other. It's not something we can really fix without just not moving it about.
And when you put stuff back in, as you can see, boink, boink, boink. So if I was to do that again, close my bank, open it back up, the items have now shifted accordingly. But now, of course, it is such a better update for that reason, because it just means that everything doesn't scoot over when you are taking stuff out. If you are, of course. Of course, if you're placeholdering, it's not going to do that anyway, but so useful. What if you have the inventory set to the equipped menu, then search and click an item to equip it? Not a bad idea. Let's try it. Augmented. Click. Not quite. But yeah, we'll
it'll all be going through the same stuff, so whatever's cancelling it will be in one place. There was probably a reason that it did it, but yeah, we'll look into it.
So this bank update is like was the surprise mentioned in the stream. If you've not read the news post already, go read it. The idea is we are going to do a beta. Naturally, we do not want to screw up your bank whatsoever. So we want to make sure we have a beta because of all the different permutations and banks and everything else that people use to make sure that everything goes okay. We don't have a date for that yet, but Mod Hunter, when he can, is sorting out a dev blog with a bit more of a technical insight into this update compared to my here's the fin and here's a couple of fins.
Yeah, so what I kind of like to describe this sort of update as an iceberg update. Like, what you see in there is kind of just what's peeking above the surface, but there's a lot underneath as well.
Which ties in with a question like, why is the beta going to be in a couple of months? Like, visually, it looks like it's already done, but that ties into the under the hood stuff, right?
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff under the hood has been optimizations and making all of the scripts in one place. So we have, like, files for server, client, and lobby scripts, and a different file that can make all of those in one. So previously, it was duplicated in the client and server, and now it's in one place. So if you update it once, it's updated everywhere. But moving it so that it was possible to do that is a hefty undertaking, and there's a lot of retesting to do from QA for that level of change. And it's also the things like I said with the deleting from external scripts before, those need a lot of testing on what has happened outside of the bank, not just inside of it.
Someone going, surprise announcement is clickbait jagex FFS. Technically, there was a surprise announcement, which was /wiki, but I'm going to assume you joined the stream a little late and are making assumptions. So, yeah, go watch back. Because there technically was a surprise announcement. Yes, this was the surprise all until yesterday, but the broadcast we couldn't reveal ahead of time because that would spoil it. But there was technically a surprise announcement, which was the /wiki command coming next Monday. So anyway, and I just saw Mod Harrison with the comment saying, imagine having to QA that. Bless him. Oh, dear me. Can all quest items be put into storage just like Diango for treasure hunter items? A quest shop storage bank doesn't store quest items. I mean, it's a thought. So right now we have the junk filter. Junk filter corresponds to skinning an outfit and wise old man, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is there a way it can maybe be expanded to quest point shop stuff?
That's actually done in a different stream, but it's also awaiting QA from our team. So,
oh, okay.
But that's for changes to Diango. But that's also, would have the quest point shop in there as well.
Nice. Junk filter's clearly broken because all of Shauny's bank is junk. Jesus Christ. Man, oh man.
I'm saying nothing.
It still says augment in search after cancels. Try enter or carry on typing to continue search. So what? Augment, cancel. Yeah, it cancels, as you can see, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah, I think it was once you equip an item and it cancels the search.
Oh, yeah, it didn't clear the field. Can we colour the tabs at the top?
That was in the original design. I'm not really sure what that adds, but...
I think it's just, so I'm going to assume this, but when a tab is coloured a certain way, it's like, that's my associated tab that corresponds to a skill or something like that, maybe. That's my guess, anyway. Maybe someone in the chat, I'm sure, will be able to give me a bit more of a better idea as to why.
Yeah, like, it's not impossible to do by any means. Similar, there's, like, from the original design, there's the potential for like using a skill icon instead of the object for a tab's icon. That's just a manner of both finding and making the sprites and mapping them to the tabs. It's quite a few variables, but
so I mean, I'm going to leave it there, everyone, because that is the live showcase. You've seen the what we call compression of Bank, where when you click an item without placeholder selected, it doesn't move all the items over until you reopen the Bank. You've seen the placeholder button icon when it's clicked. I can't do that because it's not a worn item, you idiot. Anyway, and you can start doing that, and then of course you have stuff like if it's a worn item, you can go over here and then choose to equip it, and it does it straight away on a left click. You have withdraw specific options, and 15 tabs, a filter, the search that just works, as I say. All that. It's now a meme. Yeah, exactly. If some of the tab is open with Beast of Burden with it, does it withdraw to the Beast of Burden inventory when you left click stuff?
Yeah, it does. That's how it already is in live.
Pack, yak, up. Can't type. I mean, there's one in my bank. I'm just being lazy, but anyway. So if I have that...
But you have to find it first.
I find my food. Oh, I've got to search. And then just do that. There you go. Yeah. Pops it. God. I really need to sort my bank out. Holy moly. Anyway, that's... This, by the way, so someone said, is this the big summer update? No, it is not. This is something... This is another update in its own right. The big summer update hasn't been revealed yet. So... this is another addition to what is looking like we have some amazing updates coming up in the future. So, is there anything else you want to touch upon, or I think we've covered everything?
A few were asking to see it in legacy mode, but
sure,
can do that quickly.
No problem.
Struggling to think of what might be missed, but when I've been going through these in like our internal review meetings, I've been forgetting things because there's so much changed.
There you go. That's Legacy's current work in progress bank interface. Looks nice. Has a little... Oh, even placeholders look nice in that. Look at that. But yeah, there you go. That is Legacy as well.
Yeah.
Harrison.
Yeah, the preset window is pretty much unchanged.
So yeah, left click at this, right? And
like we might be... I've not looked into it, but we might be able to like update these on the fly as a potential, but...
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, all of the placeholder stuff takes priority over that.
Yeah, of course,
and
naturally.
It might be that is something I work on whilst it's on the beta servers.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
We'll have to see how the time.
Yeah, we have to see, and of course we have to see how the beta goes as well. Fingers crossed, everything goes well. For everyone asking about RuneFest, I have nothing to share with you. I'm so sorry. It's just I'm sounding like a really broken record every time on these streams, but I have nothing to share with you regarding RuneFest, and I'm so sorry for that. But yeah, apart from that, we had a little bit of a dive into the data stream stuff. Didn't get through everything, but that's to be expected with other stuff that we wanted to show you during the streams. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And then we of course showed you the update coming on Monday, which is /wiki. You can type in /wiki Desperate Times and it'll take you to the Desperate Times page, or /wiki rots and it takes you to the rots page. Stuff like that. It's very, very exciting. They want us... John, can you go full screen? They want us to end the stream with the wiki, just in case, because why not, I guess. And we'll do that.
I guess if people tuned in there, it gives them a chance to see it.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll fade to black when you say boom.
Please, you're going to fade to black when I say, but don't fade to black now. Oh dear. All right, let me just... cool. But yeah, are you all excited, everyone? I hope. Fingers crossed. Very hyped, to say the very least. It's been tough keeping quiet about the placeholder stuff, naturally. But it's very, very exciting. Okay, let's see if that works. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Cool. Okay, go back to full screen. So what do you guys want us to search to end the stream? So /wiki, give me something sensible, please. And I'll use that to end the stream. Mod Elfborn. Oh god, okay, sure. Mod Elfborn. And what better way to end the stream than with the in-game representation Oh, Mod Osborne. But yeah, /wiki, as you saw, I typed it with the prompt and it opens up a page of anything. But yeah, that will do it, everyone. I'm hoping you're very excited for everything coming up from us. It is very hype indeed. And hope you enjoyed this stream on Friday. It's very unusual for us, but what we do on. And I'll go far out RuneScape in just a few more months. But as always, Hunter, thank you for joining me. Obviously, really, really appreciate it. And to everyone who's watched this, I hope you're hyped. And yeah, that'll do it. So thank you so much, everyone. And take care. Have yourselves an absolutely wonderful weekend. And we'll see you on Monday for the game update.